What good is all the evidence you collect if no one can understand it? In this module, we shift from the hands-on investigation to the critical task of documenting your findings. That's right, today we're talking about report writing for high-tech investigations, the bridge between technical analysis and legal action. Before we dig in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone getting into computer forensics. And here's a question for you. Do you find writing reports more difficult than analyzing digital evidence? Let us know in the comments. Let's begin by understanding the role a report plays. Think of your report as your voice when you're not in the room. It tells the story of your investigation, what you did, what you found, and what it means. And here's something important. Courts, clients, and law enforcement rely on these documents. They expect them to be clear, accurate, and legally defensible. Now, when you're preparing to testify as an expert witness, the report becomes even more critical. It might need to include your professional opinion, how you arrived at that opinion, the data and tools you used, any related exhibits, and yes, even what you charged for your time. But here's the twist. Every word you write is discoverable. That means opposing attorneys can scrutinize it, dissect it, and challenge it. So you need to be precise. There are different kinds of reports, and knowing which one to use matters. First, you have verbal reports. These are informal, maybe just a phone call or a quick summary in a meeting. They're often used in the early stages of an investigation. You might talk about ongoing tests, documents that are being reviewed, or depositions that are coming up, but don't get too comfortable. What you say here can still come back later in court. Then there are written reports, and these are formal. These could be used as affidavits or declarations. That means every sentence must be defensible. Avoid speculation, stick to the evidence, be objective. There's also something called an examination plan, usually prepared by attorneys. It outlines the questions you'll be asked if you're testifying, and helps you prepare answers that align with the narrative of the case. When you sit down to write, start with 2 questions. Who's going to read this report and why? If it's going to a judge or jury, keep it non-technical. If it's going to another investigator, you can dive deeper into the technical weeds. And if it's going to a corporate stakeholder, keep it professional and clear. Now, one technique investigators often use is to create hypothetical questions based on the evidence. For example, if the suspect accessed the drive at 3:15 a.m., could they have altered these logs? These questions help explain your reasoning. But be careful. They need to be grounded in actual evidence. Otherwise, they could confuse or mislead. They need to know that your conclusions are based on real expertise, that you're qualified in your field, that you can explain your findings with reasonable certainty, and that you understand the facts behind your conclusions. All of this builds your credibility, but remember, anything you write, even drafts or notes, could be called into evidence. That means your preliminary findings, your email summaries, even your sticky notes, handle them with the same care as your final report. And here's a modern tip. Most courts now accept digital documents. The gold standard format, PDF. If you're submitting to a federal court, it's almost guaranteed that your final report will be in PDF format. So, what should a great forensic report look like? It should tell a story, logically, clearly, and completely. From the first time you accessed the evidence, to the tools you used, to the moment you drew your final conclusion. It should document your process, preserve the chain of custody, and include timestamps, tool versions, and screenshots where necessary. If someone needed to repeat your investigation tomorrow, they should be able to follow your report and get the same results. That's how you prove your work is valid. As a digital forensics professional, your report might be your most important tool. It's what turns your technical knowledge into something a court, a company, or even a colleague can use. So here's your takeaway. Be clear, be concise, be thorough. Write like the case depends on it, because it often does. If you learned something new in this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed for more modules just like this, and share this with a fellow forensic student. And remember our question: what's harder, writing the report or doing the analysis? Check the description for more resources, including the link to the full playlist, the podcast series, and the textbook, Guide to Computer Forensics and Investigations, 6th edition. And don't miss our next video, Module 15, where we dive into expert testimony and how to prepare for your moment on the stand. Until then, stay sharp and stay forensic.